Now let's talk about making some money or building an organization that gives you sufficient income. If you give me a few minutes, I want to share the screen with you. Okay. There. So our business is very, very simple. Our job is actually to move Neolife products to different users, to different households. That's what we do. Neolife does the research, they develop the products, they get the raw material, they do scientific research, they do quality control, they register these products in different markets. Once they've registered products in different markets, they put infrastructure. Our duty now is to move those products from Neolife to different users. First and foremost, we start with ourselves. That's what our business is. But how do you ensure that this is a continuous process, that the business actually grows with or without you? A very important principle we have in our business is called duplication. In fact, when I thought about it, the first time I came across this term, I thought that this is a natural process because what parents do is they duplicate themselves in their children. So that you raise your children to do what you do, to be a responsible citizen, to be hardworking, to be loving, to do what they need to do to be self-sufficient and interdependent because they rely on other people too. So, duplication in our business means that you start the business, you learn how the business is built, then you transfer that knowledge, skill, and attitude to the people in your team. That's what duplication is. Duplication simply means you teach people to do what you do. But for duplication to happen, it is a process of transferring skills, knowledge, and attitude to your team. For example, you start the business today, or let me say you introduce somebody to the business today. They don't really quite know what to do. So you hold their hand, you teach them how to write a list, you teach them how to write their goals, you teach them how to build their dreams, you teach them how to write a list of people that they want to talk to, you teach them how to contact others, how to explain the business, and you have to do it in practice because this is a very practical business. Theory works very little in our business. So they need to see you doing it, then they copy what you do. The other thing that helps duplication happens is simplicity. Our business is very simple. Is it easy? No. Is it simple? Very simple. Because what we do is we use the products, we recommend products to our friends, relatives, and neighbors, and then we introduce them also to be users of the product, and we teach them to recommend it to other people. That's what it is. And for your business to gather speed and to be effective, the process of doing it has to be very, very simple. Okay? Our business is not complicated, it's very simple. The third thing about duplication is consistency in doing the basics. What are the basics? The basics of our business is using the products, sharing the business and the products, and personal development. That is really the basics. And then how do you share the business? Writing a name list, learning how to contact people in your business, showing the plan, and then doing a follow-up on the people who've seen the business plan. That is what really our basics is. I think on Monday or Tuesday, I was reading a book about network marketing. And one of the most successful people in this industry said a very simple thing. Don't try and predict what a prospect will say. As long as you share the business with 2 to 3 people every day, your business will grow. Irrespective of what people say, irrespective of whether they are excited or not, irrespective of whether they are negative or positive, just invite 2 to 3 people every day to have a look at what we do. If you keep doing that, you will find the people who are looking for our business. Okay, so number 3 is consistency in doing the basics. The more basics you do, the more successful you become, and the people in your team will also do what you do. Number 4, work yourself out of a job. What does that mean? Delegate as much as possible. When you start somebody in the business, show them how to do the administrative things. For example, show them how to order products, show them how to write application form for their prospects, show them how to count their PV so that they know what the next step is. Once you show them these things, don't do it for them again. When we started the business, we were told, don't do for your team what they can do for themselves. Okay, so work yourself out of a job by delegating. It simply means transfer skill and responsibility to people in your team. Then number 5, 2 things you need to build for duplication to occur. One is width, and number 2 is depth. What does that mean? Width means the people you introduce directly under you to join the business. For example, if this month you introduced 3 people in the business, we say you've gone 3 wide. But you haven't really sponsored these people until you help them sponsor their own team members. That is now called building depth. And you build depth by teaching them to do the 4 basics. What are the 4 basics? Name list, contact, invite, show the plan. Name list, contact, invite, show the plan, and they'll follow up. Those are the 4 basic things you need to do all the time. Number 6, check your daily habits. Check what you have done today that leads one step closer to your goals. Okay. In fact, I mentioned last time, and I saw somebody commented, this is not a sometime business. This is a part-time business. It means if you are employed, or if you have another business, or you have another source of income, it means you take out 1 or 2 hours during the day to share this business with somebody else. That is what you do. So it's a part-time business, not a sometime. Sometime business means today and tomorrow you're very excited, you talk to 4, 5, 6 people, then you disappear for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, you don't do anything in the business. The business will not grow like that. The business is by contacting people on a daily basis, and it builds momentum. Okay, so do the basics. Check your daily habits. What do you do on a daily basis? And your daily habits, check that if you are employed, you're paying attention to your employer. Please do not undercut your employer. They're paying you a salary, so give your best to your employer. All right? When you leave work, do the business. Talk to your prospects, talk to your customers. Personal development. Have you read a good book today? Have you learned something today? Has a prospect told you something that affected you? So check your daily habits. And then let me talk about the personal qualities that helps duplication to occur, especially for leaders or people who want to grow a large organization. For duplication to happen in our business, the first thing you need is patience, because this business requires you to be patient first and foremost with yourself. Be very patient with yourself. It simply means when something doesn't work, don't give up on yourself or don't say this thing is not working. No, it's a process. So be patient with yourself in learning how the business is built. Number 2, you need to be available to your distributors. That is very important, because remember, the people you introduce to the business are looking up to you to help them grow their business. So you need to be available, but also the people you are mentoring need to be available to be mentored. And that leads to number 3, work with the willing. What does it mean? It means support the people who want to be supported. Work with the people who want to build the business. So work with the willing. Then encouragement. You know, life sometimes is tough. Life can be challenging, and we all need to hear some encouragement. When we have our dream, we think that we are supposed to be a director in 3 months, 4 months. It doesn't happen. It's easy sometimes to be discouraged. You need to encourage one another. if you're feeling down, the best way to get up is encourage the people in your team. It works like magic. Okay? And then a continuous process of learning. This business, the more you learn, the more you earn. The people who earn the most in our business are people who have learned to do the business and make a lot of mistakes. I can guarantee everybody who is attending this meeting today, the most successful people are the ones who have heard the word no many times more than the others. So open yourself to learning. If you open yourself to learning, your business will grow. And then a simple checklist to help your distributors on the path for growth. First, you do the basic kit launch, that is, teach them administrative issues, the expectations, guidance, responsibility, build a dream chart, business launch, speak to their first prospects, first business presentation, personal use of the products, retailing products to your customers, product sessions, teach them to do product sessions, and then they need to know Pro-Vitality, Health, the Healthy Heart Program, home care products. Then recognitions, they need to be at least an MC in a recognition rally once in a while. Then teach them to do storytelling, that is how to tell their story. It takes 4 minutes. That's what the business is. And then personal development. Read good books. There are excellent books recommended in our business. If you go to your Getting Started document, I think it should be page 18, there are 5 books recommended by the company, the best books in our industry. Think and Grow Rich, Go Pro, How to Win Friends and Influence People. What is the other one? How I Raised Myself from Failure to Success Through Selling. We have excellent book in our company that we recommend. At least invest in one book once every 2 to 3 months. I don't know if in South Africa books maybe will cost you 100 rand, 200 rand, or 150. In Kenya, it's about 600 or 700 shillings. Whichever market you're in, invest in books. All right. And then let's talk about the power of events. Why are events important? For many reasons. Events are important because that's where distributors meet to share the success, to share the excitement. You find people who are positive. I have never gone to any New Life event that is negative. Never. For the last 9 years that we've been in the business, I have never gone to an event that is negative. All right. So events give you a positive, vibrant that helps you go build your business effectively. What are some of the events that you have in our business? The first one is a one-on-one or two-on-one. That is, you speak to a prospect one-on-one. That is the first event. The next one is a small groups. For example, you meet 5 to 6 people to share the business with them. Then you have local meetings. Maybe the local leaders have a meeting in a hotel or an office, whatever it is. Local meetings done by a rally. Business to grow. You will find all events are very, very positive. What do the events do? Number one, it provides social proof, because sometimes you hear about the business, the person who is prospecting as a prospect sees he's excited, but when they go to a big meeting, they see that actually this thing is really exciting. This thing will help me to get out of financial challenges, or it will help me become a better person. Then you meet people of the same mindset. And what is that mindset? Success. That we come together to build a better future for ourselves and for our children. Then you will hear statements that will transform your life. I remember when we went for a meeting, we just started, I think we were 4 or 5 months old in the business. And up to that time, I had met negative people. And Charlie said something that stuck with me. if you're going through any challenges, everybody does. If you're having a difficult time, if you are not very excited about life, remember one sentence: this too shall pass. This too shall pass. That statement remained with me for a very long time. However difficult the challenges you're going through, they will come to pass. Okay? Then it also increases your self-belief. You know, if you want to succeed, keep company with successful people. Something they will say or do will help you increase your self-belief. Okay? Show me your friends, I will show you your future. The 5 people you spend most of your time with, if they are not more successful than you are not growing. So if you want to grow, look for 5 people who have already done what you want to do or are on their way to keep you company. That is how you become a better person. So events help us to actually have a positive attitude. It helps to give social proof of what our business is. It improves our mindset to help us become successful in this business. So, ladies and gentlemen, those are the few things I wanted to share with you. First, about duplication. Duplication is a process we teach people to do what we do. And then make sure you attend all the events that you qualify for. Why? Because somebody will say something in just one event that will turn your business around to become successful. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all very much for attending this training with Betty and myself. We look forward to seeing you in the next training session or presentation. Thank you, good night, and God bless.